Hey everybody, Happy New Year's to all the readers and the believers out there. My name is Lauren and this channel is named Caught Up in the Book with Lauren. Here we do book reviews and more for the culture, and today we are doing a full review of the year 2025. So I consider myself to be one of those readers and believers, but when I look back at 2025 was rough for me as far as reading is concerned. It was rough all around, multiple areas, but rough for me to sit down and open a book or open the tablet, the phone, go to Kindle and read a book. And I didn't explore all my options, such as listening to books, but I do plan to do that in 2026. So let me try to do like a review of 2025. I was introduced to a new author. She is new to me, but she is well established in the writing streets. Her name is Ryan Kennedy, and I really wanted to love her book, the one that I read, which is Before I Let Go. I really wanted to like it. I really wanted to love it. And it was just okay for me. I can't say I'm a fan. Can't say I fell in love. Can't say I was hooked. None of that. But I mean, maybe I'm not her target audience, of course, but also, it doesn't mean I won't try to read her again. Okay. So I like the book. It was like I think it's a slow burn. I think it's supposed to be like one of those slow burn books. It was just a little too slow for me. I liked it, but I didn't like it enough to continue reading this series. So the book that I read was the first of a trilogy, Before I Let Go. It has a beautiful cover. I got the hardback copy. Like, I ordered it when it came out, like that weekend or week that it came out. I really wanted to be into this book and into this writer and all the things, but it was, I guess, a no for me, dog. I mean, it was a no to me to the point where I like skip pages. It's just moving. I get the point. A lot of her dialogue or things that was already implied that I already knew. So it took me a while to even finish it, despite the fact that I was like pushing through it because I was just pushing through. So, like I said, I will still entertain her stuff. I'm not writing her off. I'm not that type of person just gonna forget it all. I actually looked into some of her older stuff to see if maybe something else would resonate with me, but so far I just haven't found it. But I didn't look that hard because summer 2025, Takira Allen came out with the third installment. She finished her trilogy. It is the Parachute series, and I was looking forward to it, but I wasn't overly hyped about it. I don't know how to explain it other than that. I was just a little bit of lackluster somewhere in the middle about that particular book and that particular series. Most of my excitement was just Takira Allen. I like her. I love her. I like her writing, her style. I usually like what she writes about, but I will say that I've been reading this book for months. Off and on for months, obviously, and I'm only 38% done with the book according to Kindle. 38%, and I have been reading it for 3 or 4 months. I want to say it came out in July or August. It came out summertime, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm only 38% done with the book. That means this is a long ass book. That means that it's a long ass book, and I have been avoiding like all kind of reviews and things like that online. But if this book is that long, and I'm used to, she writes long books. She's gonna give you the full story as best as she can. So that's not the issue. I'm not mad at it's a long book. But if this book is taking this long just for this couple to get back together, I'm telling you, I'm gonna feel some type of way. I don't know why. It's just like, if that's the version that I can see coming. But Sakura is an author that you don't always necessarily see what's coming. But I mean, if they get back together and then there's still lots of twists and turns, I guess it'll be worth it. But I have to admit, and I hate to admit it, that I am struggling through this book and the whole series overall. I have to admit that this series was not my favorite from her. One day I may read it again and maybe I'll catch the vibe that time. But like I said, right now it's taking me months to finish just the one book. And Sakura is one of my favorite authors. And this trilogy with the parachutes and then her book, The Last Train to Innocence, none of those books were my favorites. Like, if I had to rank her stuff from beginning to end, top 3, bottom 3, all of these are going at the bottom 3, especially Last Train. Last Train, I think I like it. I just need to read it again because I wasn't as hyped as everybody else. But I also realized that it seemed like with that book, a lot of people were like just discovering her. And at that point, we had already been, friends for about 10 years or so. So, I don't know. But they just fall to the bottom of my list for my Sakura Allen faves. Now, they're not at the bottom of the ultimate list. It's so much quality compared to some of the other stuff that's out there. But I just see that I like some of her older work more. This book had a lot of characters, which her books tend to have. We just didn't get to see a lot of stuff from their point of view. It focused on this couple, Dalvin and Tali, the most. And I mean, they were cool. They just kind of boring to me, really. They are boring. They remind me of other characters. I think that's what it is. They remind me of Trent and whichever sister he was with. Valerie or not Veronica. Victoria? So that was those are characters from There's Power in That V. And that was a 2 or 3 part series. I can't remember right now. But Dalvin and Tali remind me of Trent and whichever sister he dealt with, middle sister, whose name started with V. Yeah, they remind me of them. A lot of similarities with the breaking up, the extra babies, and things like that. So I don't want to give too much away, but in the end, the two of them started off strong and they ended up back together. So if that's what we ended up going, if that's what's set up for me to come with Dalvin and Tali, I'm just like, okay. And I hate to say it's repetitive because, I don't know, urban fiction can be repetitive. Urban fiction in general can be repetitive, and I'm okay with that. But yeah, these are probably just too close for comfort. Like I said, I need to reread Last Train to Innocence before I just say last stop, last train, last stop, last whatever to Innocence before I just write it off. But when I think about the repetitive piece, so many things in life are repetitive, including, like I said, other genres that people read and are fans of. And urban fiction in general, of course, can be repetitive or have like so many similarities. But you know what else is repetitive? Lifetime movies. Okay. And a girl been watching Lifetime movies seem like for the past 40 years. And I'm only 41. So let's say for the past 35 or so years, like a Lifetime movie, it's like a familiar cookie flavor scent, that type of thing. You may or may not know what's coming. You got an idea of what's coming. It may or may not be acted well. But I mean, I'm going to watch that Lifetime movie every time. There was a time in my life when Lifetime had a new movie. I believe it was every Saturday. And I think they have one every Sunday night too at like 8 o'clock. Child, I was going to be, if I was at home, I was going to be tuned in to that 8 o'clock Lifetime movie. Okay. And now since they have diversified things so much, I'd be checking for them. Sometimes. You know who else is repetitive? Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry movies, Tyler Perry TV shows. I'm not the biggest or the littlest fan of Tyler Perry. He's a part of the culture. I accept it for what it is. His stuff is repetitive, but I still watch him. So I'm going to keep that same energy with urban fiction. I wasn't trying to sleep on urban fiction or anything like that, but kind of going back to the Ryan Kennedy thing with her book, it's not urban fiction. It's more like African American fiction / romance. And like, truthfully, that's where my foundation of reading and enjoying and liking reading comes from. Urban fiction wasn't really around like that when I was younger, when I started reading and getting into reading, but there are other authors in in her same category, like let's say a Kimberly Lawson Robbie, even Terry McMillan. I would even say Carl Weber, who Carl Weber is like 50-50. He's half. He got a little urban fiction in his writing, you know. It ain't just plain Jane, but it's more fiction. I don't know how to explain it. Somebody out there listening gets what I am saying. But these are, you know, more cultured and refined writers that are similar to Kennedy Ryan, and they do it for me. She just didn't do it for me. The vibe was a little off. And like I said, I'm not writing her off, but I just got introduced to her last year, and it took me forever to read her book, and I didn't or haven't explored the additional books. I haven't been like, okay, I gotta pick up here, there, everywhere. Yeah, I was still intrigued though, you know. I looked into other books by her, and nothing has just got me to the point where I can say, yeah, I'm finna go do that. I'm finna go give it this a chance. But also, it's taking me so long to read this Parachutes book, which is, I don't think it's a reflection on Takira. Maybe it's just a reflection on me. I don't think it's a reflection on the characters or anything like that. It's just, it's taking me forever. And last year, I also learned about did not finish DNF. Like, TBR list, this DNF list was stuff that you didn't finish. And my heart won't let me do that. My heart won't let me do that to this book. My heart won't even let me like fast forward. Like, it's at 38% right now. It won't let me fast forward to 48%. Start reading, see if I'm caught up, and see if that I could just continue reading from there, or do I need to fast forward to 68%, and then just read the closing end of it out. I don't know. I know they say that people's attention spans are getting shortened, and I don't know if that's it, but I just know that this book didn't have me hooked like that, and now we're here. But let's go back again. Let's go back to Carl Weber, because Carl Weber is another reason why I haven't been able to read much, or wasn't able to read much in 2025. And it's not 100% his fault, but it's, you know, he got a part to play in it. Carl Weber has 2 or 3. He got quite a few deals with BET and or BET Plus. So he has books that have been turned into TV shows and movies, because The Man in Apartment 4B is a movie. It's an older movie now, but it's still a movie. But his other books are shows. So there is The Family Business New Orleans. There's The Family Business, the original. That's not how it's title. I'm saying the original. And then also The Black Hamptons. Is that the name of the book? I actually did a video about this. The Black Hamptons, we're going to call it. That was a series that I think is it's not coming back. But that's okay. That's okay. What had me in a chokehold last year, as far as Carl Weber and his TV shows are concerned, is The Family Business New Orleans. That was a great show. I was here for it. It was a TV show. It has distracted me from doing all the reading that I was supposed to do last year, but that's okay. That TV show was a good when they did a lot of press for it. They had all the things going on. And what I was really intrigued by, I think the most was probably David Banner, fine AF, okay, and Lila Rashawn, still looking good. She fine AF too. How about that? So they were the ones that kind of sold the show for me. Like, the story I knew already was gonna be good. It's like almost like just a refreshing branch, because the family business is getting long. It's 7 books. It's a long series, okay? But the New Orleans branch is kind of like a refresher for me, or refreshing. I don't know. It's a little different, little same, but a little different. Also, it also reminded me of Sinners a little bit. I gotta be honest when I say that. There could have been a mashup there a little bit, but I'm gonna get back to Sinners too. What didn't initially sell me about the show, and that's me being biased, was Albie Shure's son, whose name I cannot think right now. Albie Shure and Kim Porter's son, the oldest son. Quincy. Quincy didn't sell me at first because I was just like, I don't know. You know, these people be getting these Nepo babies. That be the vibe sometimes. And then also Brandon T. I know his name is Brandon, and I know his middle or last name got a T in it. We know his face from Lottery Ticket and from Big Mama's House. He was Bow Wow's best friend in Lottery Ticket, and then he was the stepson that played a girl like Martin, playing Big Mama in Big Mama's House 3. One of them Big Mama's movies, child. So I wasn't really here for him, and I can't even remember why. He had some past things that made me like be disinterested in him a little bit. And he don't sell gangster either. Not really, child. No, not for me. But still, I watched the show. I enjoyed the show. I liked the show, and I can't wait for season 2 of the show. So hey, keep up the good work to Carl Weber. But it is distracting me from reading. It distracted me from reading in 2025. How you doing? All right. And like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of Tyler Perry. I'm not the smallest fan of Tyler Perry. I did make a video about Straw because Straw did not do it for me. Something was missing. Something was missing for me. And even though something was missing for me with Straw, I did check out Beauty in Black on Netflix, if I'm not mistaken. And I kind of enjoyed it. It was kind of bootleg at times, but I was here for it. And it's crazy because my coworker was the one who told me about the show, and I was not interested. She brought it up for like 2-3 weeks, and I was just like, girl, ain't nobody trying to watch that. Then one random weekend, I watched it. I watched the whole, however many show. I think it was like 16, because that was part 1 and part 2. I watched that whole, however many was in the first season. I watched it probably over 3-4 day period, and I was hooked. I was like waiting for for the second season to come out, and I did see the second season, or part 1 of the second season so far, and I was only slightly disappointed. Season 2 so far seems to be moving slower than season 1 to me. And also, I didn't need the best friend and all her drama. Like, send her back to the hospital. Send her back to the hospital. I didn't need. Right now, I'm just waiting on part 2 of season 2. I'm not telling anyone else to watch it or not to watch it, but I will be watching when it comes out, hopefully in 2026, and hopefully it won't interfere with me reading more. Can't make no guarantees though. But a TV show that I am telling you not to watch, and it is from Mr. Tyler Perry, is The Forest Sisters. You don't want to watch that. I'm telling you not to watch it because it's a waste of your time, your brain cells, it's just a waste, pretty much. I was so disappointed in this show, and I don't know why, because I don't watch the original Sisters, so I don't know what made me watch this. I want to say part of me watching it was Kadeen, who I didn't know is being an actress, so I just wanted to see what she was hitting for. And then also Latoya. I love Latoya. And she was great in Greenleaf. She was great in that show. So, her as an actress so far, she's proven to be pretty decent. And this one wasn't giving what it was supposed to give. Tyler Perry be rushing stuff. Tyler Perry getting sloppy, like with his editing and stuff. It was one scene with Kadeen, and you could hear him editing. And I don't even know if it was like from the same scene, but you could hear him like, cut, action, wide lens, or something like that. You could hear him saying that kind of stuff. And I'm like, no. And I also didn't think that show made sense. First of all, the 3 or 4 of them don't look like they all friends. The one lady, she looks a little bit more mature. All of them are definitely grown women. I'm going to say 35 and up, just to be fair. It's really giving 40 and up. We got to be realistic. But the one friend, she just looks kind of homely. That's the only word I have for her. Like, the 3 of them are looking all, made up and done up and clothed up. And she just looks like she in a ponytail with some, like, Marshall's clothes on. And they all at Saks Fifth Avenue or something like that. They don't match. And I don't know if friends have to match, but they also don't treat her like an equal friend. They treat her like the help. And that's what she's selling, the help. But the acting was subpar from everybody in that show. What's her face's ex-husband is in the show. Devon Franklin. He's in the show. Not a good actor either. Not selling it. I guess I gotta add spoilers to this video because I'm giving some of it away. And then the one lady who, I don't know why she remind me of Quad, but she do remind me of Quad a little bit. The friends don't match. Like, what do y'all have in common? Other than college or high school or whatever. What do y'all have in common? And why do some friends know some secrets and some friends know this secret and this, that, and the other? Like, I wouldn't want to be none of their friends. And all of them are like, married. Well, the one lady, the help, is not married. The quiet wannabe lady, she just got divorced. And then the other 2 are married. So it's like, are you telling us what's going to happen before we even get there? I don't know. They don't have to worry about me because they will not see me for season 2. Another show that won't see me for season 2 because they only had 1 season. But they definitely saw me. It was a great TV show. And this is The Hunting Wives. The Hunting Wives is what I would tell you to watch instead of suffering through Divorce Sisters. Okay? You can catch The Hunting Wives, if I'm not mistaken, on Hulu. And this was another one that another coworker, put me on to. I had seen like the cover and the little artwork or whatever, the photos for the show, but I truly was not interested because I thought it was like a Housewives reality type show. It was giving the Real Housewives of Utah, or something like that. So I thought it was just going to be like a bunch of women whose husbands were hunters or something. And so that reminded me of the Duck Dynasty show that I watched back in the day. And I didn't need to relive that. So I was not interested initially in The Hunting Wives. But my coworker was like, no, girl, watch the show. So I watched the show. And I was wrong indeed. It's a great show. Now this is, it had drama, mystery, it had confusion, it had classism, it had all of the above. It had everything in it. If you're looking for it, it's probably in this show. It reminded me of like a mature, grown up edition of Friday Night Lights. The girl Margot reminded me of the girl from Friday Night Lights, and I can't think of her name right now. yeah. But it reminded me a lot of, a remix, a mature version, something based upon, like, it gave that vibe. But it's totally worth the watch. It is totally worth it. It's a complete series, so you only got the one season. There won't be a season 2, like I said. But it is also based on a novel. I do not have the author's name, but I will put it in the video. So it's definitely worth a watch. And it's also something that definitely kept me away from reading because I was tuned in. Okay. Tune in 2025. Another good one and a more recent TV show that has also, like I said, kept me away from reading in 2025 is All Her Fault. And I don't remember if it's on Hulu or Netflix, but it was a good one. It was layered. It had the boyfriend from Insecure in it. I didn't like his character. I don't really like him. Also kind of like that Brandon T guy. I can't tell you why, but I know it's a reason. Don't really care for him, but the show overall was good. He also died. He was like the only black main character, and he also died. Only main character to die, if I'm not mistaken. Only main character. Yeah, he was the only main character to die. Child, the black men, the black folks can't catch a break in these books, movies, TV shows, etc. But especially when it's centered by other people, the black man gotta go. But like I said, it was a layered series. And for me, it was very, very relatable at certain points. I related to the motherhood aspects and how you have to find the balance of being true to yourself and being in tune with motherhood. I also related to like not wanting to do all the things associated with parenthood. Like I raised a very extroverted child and I'm an introverted person. So I had to balance and sacrifice my feelings, thoughts, all the things in order to, just make sure he could be the best human that he could be and wanted to be. Or even things like fundraising and such. Like, ain't nobody got time for that, but you gotta do it. It comes with the territory. It comes with it. But you also need other parents and you have to balance that. So it's like, you got to be a part of the village in order for the village to be there when you need them. So you got to do your part so the village can do their part. You do your part for others and others do their part for you if you are a, contributing member of the village. It's a little complicated, but it's not. But it is at the same time. So I enjoyed the show because of that. Very layered, very complicated, and it had, like I said, the man from Insecure, but it also had the Olsen sister, the one from Twilight. Does that answer the question of who she is? I don't know either, but Olsen's sister. I'll put her name on the screen too so that we know who we talking about.